We're here in San Diego because tomorrow we're going to be doing our second live broadcast from San Diego and our first from the gas lamp. It's going to be tomorrow at On Broadway, which is located at 615 Broadway in downtown San Diego. The doors get open about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and the show will go from 3 until 7 San Diego time. And if you remember our last show, which was on the beach at Cane's, when we left, there was a line to get in. When we were driving out, okay, I'm in the limo, and we are on the way out into the night. And there was a line of people waiting to get in. Don't let that be you. Be there early. Get there as early as you can. And party with us. Based on the email I'm getting, God only knows what is going to happen at that event tomorrow. I can't even imagine it myself. Totally amazing. So it's tomorrow at On Broadway, 615 Broadway in the gas lamp here in San Diego. For more information, or if you can't remember any of this, go to blowmeuptom.com. And ladies, if you happen to be a San Diego 9 or 10, and that would be pretty goddamn hot, send us a photo. I got more photos today. And if you're really hot, we will get you out of the line, get you through the back door, and it will all, you'll go to the VIP area, you spend the whole day with the staff of the Tom Leykis Show. And there'll be no doubt that you'll be getting in. So if there is a line, you just circumvent it. And then God only knows, because we have a big limo. You got to see the limo we have, by the way. It's ridiculous. It's got these Lamborghini-type doors, like DeLorean-type doors, like Back to the Future. The doors can open sideways. They open up instead of out. Wow. Huge. We can pile a lot of poon in that machine, I'll tell you right now. And we just might. So, ladies, send that photo to tom@blowmeuptom.com. tom@blowmeuptom.com. And even though we're here in San Diego, we've got internet access. We are looking at these photos while I'm sitting here. So we'll see if your photo is good enough to distract the staff of the Tom Leykis Show. And we'll see what happens to that staff as we continue. Thank you so much for being here. Good to be back in San Diego. God, we love coming here. We love it. Here's an email from a listener named Jennifer. Jennifer writes in and says, Dear Tom, I've been listening to your show for about 6 months, and I am in complete agreement with your viewpoint on single mothers. I'm writing to you because I don't know what I can say to my best friend, who just found out she is pregnant at 22. I don't know how to get her to get an abortion. The father is 24, and of course wants nothing to do with her. Since this is the result of a one-night stand, she argues that she can take care of it herself, since she has a job and she's finished with college. But after listening to all the dumbass women who call your show, I know that is not the case. She is living with her parents, and she is of the mindset that they will help her. I've told her that everyone will stereotype her as a slut, and no man will ever want to date her. She, of course, thinks that I'm a complete bitch for saying it. By the way, men have no problem with women being sluts unless it's a matter of marrying them. No man wants to marry a slut. But we do love having sex with sluts. No, but the problem is when you are damaged goods. That's the problem. Years ago, when I lived in Phoenix and did a local radio show, there was a local car dealer who once a year, this is true, Dean will remember because Dean lived in Scottsdale. There was a car dealer, let's just say, he was on the outskirts of Phoenix. He wasn't quite in Phoenix itself. This might give you a hint as to who it is. Every year, he used to do his own radio commercials, and he would advertise the big sale that we're having on cars that got stuck out in the annual hailstorm. They were just slightly damaged by hail. And you can get great deals on those cars. And that's how I think of 22-year-old women who have babies. They might still look hot, but they've been damaged. Damaged by the hailstorm. So, you know, of course, you get them at a good price. I mean, if you want hot chicks cheap, you have to get them in the slightly damaged department. And that's what these chicks are. They are damaged goods. Damaged goods are for poor guys. I mean, if you're me, you got money, power, and fame, you don't take slightly damaged goods. You don't take somebody with baggage. You don't have to. You would be amazed how many women take a run at me who have some kind of baggage or some kind of damage going on. I don't have to put up with that stuff. Find a poor guy. You kidding me? There's some guy delivering Papa John's in your neighborhood. That's your man. And the reason he's working at Papa John's is because he knocked up his high school sweetheart, and then now he's ready to marry you. I know it sounds ridiculous, but think about it. It's the 100% truth. We did a whole show about that. The kind of jobs guys take when they knocked up their girlfriend. And there's a whole line of jobs where you look the guy in the eye and you see that beaten like a dog look, hangdog look. You can tell the guy is only there, like whatever dream he had has evaporated. It's been vaporized. Because he had 30 seconds of ejaculate with one particular individual. And now he's going to pay for it for the rest of his life. Hoping you give him $2 for your Brooklyn pizza. It's Domino's, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't matter which pizza place. Where are the wealthy pizza delivery guys working? Yeah, exactly. By the way, speaking of which, did you see that story about the fast food industry? There's apparently going to be a commercial on the Super Bowl. I forget what they're advertising. But I guess it's Kevin Federline who realized how far he's sunk because he's working at a burger place. And now the Fast Food Restaurant Association is upset. They want this commercial pulled. Like, imagine implying that that's as low as you could go for a job. Guess what? That's pretty goddamn low. The Roto-Rooter man's got a disgusting job, and at least he gets $30 an hour. Imagine implying that a job flipping burgers is about as low as you could drop. Amazing. So anyway, dear, yes, the letter writer is absolutely right. Her friend is damaged goods. If she has this baby, she will be damaged goods. That's how guys will see her. Her email continues. She says she had plans to go to London. How do you like this? Her friend had plans to go to London and get her master's degree. Now she'll be stuck in Ohio, working at her uncle's light factory the rest of her life. We're both educated, attractive girls, and she deserves better. She just can't fathom that her best friend is only trying to look out for her. Tom, pregnancy has made her insane. I wish I could lock her in a padded cell of a psychiatric ward and make her listen to your show for weeks to get a real education. If you read this on the air, I'm going to record it and play it to her with all the comments people will make when they call in so that they can see what her life is going to be like if she doesn't get an abortion. Signed, Jennifer. Jennifer, I just want to say I completely agree with you. Somebody who got pregnant at 22 as a result of a one-night stand should have an abortion. Get the master's degree. That doesn't mean don't ever have a baby or don't ever get married. Get the master's degree. Get the career going. Get your life in order. Have babies when you're ready. Don't be having babies now because you are going to live a life of poverty. You're going to be married to the Papa John's delivery guy. That's going to be your husband. You're going to hate it. Oh, I can do it on my own. I can make it on my own. Who needs a man? Yeah, well, watch when you find out how much it costs to raise a kid. Watch when you find out how much you have to pay for an apartment with a larger square footage so you can fit a nursery or a crib or whatever. When you find out the cost of feeding, clothing, educating, and insuring a child. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars over the life of that kid. Much more money than you've ever seen in your entire life. Get the abortion, you will step up your life dramatically. I'm not the guy, I'm not the one-night stand, so I don't have to pull a Hail Mary on you, darling. All I'm going to tell you is this. If you have that baby, every guy you try to date is going to see you as damaged goods. You're going to date guys of lesser education, lesser salaries, and if you've got a master's degree, which it doesn't sound like you're going to bother to get now, you could probably end up making more than the loser you'll be forced to marry if you insist on getting married. It's pathetic. So I do think the hormones are driving you crazy, and what you really should do is get that abortion. I mean, am I all that wrong?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
I think you're a sick bastard.
Yes, I am, dear. But that's why they give me the big bucks.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Sarah on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Leykis.
Yes.
I actually have a brief question that doesn't have anything to do with the segment that you just introduced.
Well, then why are you calling? Did you decide to change the format of the show here or something?
No, of course not, but I do have a question that I've been wanting to ask.
Well, if it isn't relevant to what we're talking about, you shouldn't be calling in.
Well, then your screener should not put me through.
Well, what exactly are you calling that? Let's find out what that is.
Okay. I listen to Leykis 101 all the time.
Right.
And agree with many of the things that you profess on your show. Yeah. However, in practice, they're sometimes sometimes hard to live by, to actually go out and do the things that you say every guy and every single girl should do.
How do you know they're hard to do? I do them.
Well, and that's where I'm going. Has anybody ever been able to watch you all day to actually
yes. The answer is yes. Last Valentine's Day, I invited listeners to join me at Lola's bar on Fairfax. It was the night of Valentine's Day. And right in front of a crowd. What? No. This was not sponsored by the radio station. There was no broadcast.
Okay.
There was nothing going on except I went with Dean, and the two of us hung out there. And in the course of the evening, I picked up 2 chicks. And people saw me there.
So you've never taken, for instance, a young gentleman under your wing and shown him the Leykis way, from 6 o'clock in the morning when you get up until...
No, it's not necessary. I was at a bar. I picked up chicks. I did it my way. And anyone who's ever seen me with chicks, anyone who's ever seen me with chicks in public knows it must be working.
Where can we view you working this magic?
Well, Valentine's Day, I'll probably do it again.
Interesting. I would like to see you in action. I think it's real easy to profess what you profess on the radio, and I would love to see you do it in person.
Why are you so skeptical about this?
Because I think that it's easy to say what you're saying to a radio audience who, for the most part, loves you and agrees with you. But if
forget about me. How about all the other people who've called in and said they've tried these things and they work? If you tell me you've never heard one, you're lying about listening all the time, because we've had hundreds, if not thousands, of calls like that.
Right, and I've been skeptical about how intelligent and thorough thinking some of those people are, and I've wanted to follow up with questions about your background and where you get your information.
Forget about my background. I'm talking about the callers who call in and say, I did what you said, and it worked for me. Now, you don't listen as much as you say. If you've never heard a call like that, you don't listen as often as you say.
Well, of course I've heard calls like that. But
so what about them? Are they all lying? I'm lying, they're lying, we're all lying.
No. Oh, absolutely not. I'm not being hostile at all. I'm curious. Okay. I think that you have to dig deeper, though, into your mentality in order to understand where you're coming from. And I don't often hear your
where I'm coming from is women, first of all, react positively to being treated lousily. Number 2, women like confidence. And a confident man is one who says, I don't care if you sleep with me or you don't. Or, fine, go back to your ex-boyfriend. That's okay with me. Women can't get enough of that because generally men are a bunch of sniveling pussies who will tolerate any crap from Her Majesty. And the minute a man comes along who is confident and calls her on her crap and tells her, go ahead, fine, sleep with someone else, I don't care.
I think that's refreshing, but I haven't seen very many men doing it in public.
Well, dear, understand, our show, in the highest-rated markets, because like in L.A., there's 82 radio stations, okay? The highest-rated show would be 10% of the audience. So in any city, 90% of the men are not listening.
I just think that there's a lot of things that are left questionable sometimes.
There's nothing questionable about it. If you met one of my listeners, you would know it.
Well,
but do you understand? I know women have a very hard time with numbers. Do you understand that if the highest-rated show has 10% of the audience, that means 90% of the people you meet don't listen? Do you understand that there's 82 stations? A station with 2% of the audience has a higher than average audience. And so the station with a higher than average rating, 98% of the listening is not to that station.
I guess what I'm getting at is you seem to be a very intelligent businessman, and I sometimes wonder about how you implement the practices that you say you do in a society.
The way I say, how I implement them. I tell you how I implement them.
It just seems very hard to do a lot of...
I give very specific. I tell men how to avoid eating dinner with a woman and why to avoid it. I tell men to avoid going to concerts, avoid going to movies. I tell men to keep the conversation short, say as little as possible, and when you do talk to a woman, be unpredictable and unreliable, because that is what gets the best reaction.
What if this situation were reversed and you needed to... because you seem to have all the answers to everything. What if you had to tutor a woman?
I would tell this is advice for anyone who can admit that they want to get laid. The thing about most women is they'll give you some candy-coated thing that they're looking for love, or they're looking for the man of their dreams, or they're looking for a soulmate, or blah, blah, blah. I know there's women who want to get laid because I've been with them. But women will rarely admit that. You see?
No, and it makes perfect sense. I wonder about how you...
Well, don't repeat your material. You've already said this 5 times. There, it gets tiresome. You've said that 5 times already.
Okay.
You're skeptical? Fine, we get it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. You only have 90 seconds of juice at most. Most of them, 30 seconds of juice. Then they keep repeating what they said until you commit caller euthanasia. Put the call out of its misery. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Brittany on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Brittany.
I just want to say I love your show. And,
thank you.
I saw you out here at McDuffie's in Phoenix, and I listen to you almost every single day. And I just want to tell this poor girl, and I hope she gets to hear it, that I'm 22 years old. I have a 4-year-old son, and I have had a time. I don't know what I can say, but it's been hard out there. So, I mean, her friend is right. She needs to get the abortion. This is going to ruin her life. She's young. She has her whole life ahead of her. I mean, I love my son, but, you know, I'm just getting out there now. I had my son before I even turned 21. Barely got out there, started going to the bars, you know, having such a great time, and I realize how hard it is to date now. It's tough. You know, I usually don't even tell guys I have a kid until, like, it gets serious, and I'm like, I have a kid, and all of them bolt for the door.
Yeah, that's what happens.
It's all like that. They you know, they love you.
Can't say it again, either.
Sorry. I mean, to sleep with you. They want to sleep with you, but then, you know, as soon as they find out you're a mom, that's way, you know, they're not trying to get in on that, even if they were.
Right, because I don't want to clean up another man's garbage.
That's apparently what it is.
I don't want to take out another man's trash.
And I mean, I don't know, how she's going to support the kid. It is very expensive. I'm a server. I work at Hooters. I'm a waitress. So, yeah, luckily his dad is much older than I am. He's 29 years old, and he takes care of my son financially because I'm so young. I didn't go to college. I can't get a good enough job, to pay for everything. Like,
does he still go to Hooters?
Do I go to Hooters?
Does he still go to Hooters? The
I
father
work
of your
there.
kid. Yeah, but isn't that where you met him?
No. I met him. I met my son's father. At a different place, through a friend. But no.
Chili's,
guys.
Coco's,
my cousin
Fridays,
hit on me. I'm
Bennigan's,
sorry, you're cutting
Hooligans.
out.
What?
Sorry, you were cutting out. Can you repeat yourself?
No, I was just trying to figure out where you met him.
Oh no, I met him through a friend I worked with. Actually introduced me to him at a party. So.
Oh, at a party.
At a New Year's party, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Not like it's a great place to meet somebody, but he was 26 at the time.
What out? He bagged you in the other room? Is that what happened?
Pretty much.
There we go. So your kid was born on what, September 1st, 3 years ago? Is that the deal?
Yeah, pretty much. We were friends for a while, then we ended up, sleeping together. And he was old. He was 26 years old when I got pregnant, so he convinced me. At the time, I was pretty much against abortion, but. Looking back, I have my friend that's 22 years old and just graduated. She's out there and going to the bars and had a pregnancy scare herself. And I told her the same thing I'm saying now. I said, you better take care of that because I'm going.
Yeah, tell the listener, the letter writer is not the person having the baby; it's her friend.
Right.
But she's going to hear this. Tell her about your future. What happened to your future there, dear?
Oh, I can't go. I mean, there's no way. I mean, I'm thinking about going back to school. I know people that do it, but it's like I got to work.
Lucky you'll become the manager of Hooters.
Yeah, I work at Hooters.
No, I said if you're lucky, you'll become the manager of Hooters. That's your future.
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, I know you hope not. I hope I'm not going to fall off the steps today, but, I just might. You never know.
Yeah, I understand that. I know that it's going to be too hard for me to go back to school, make a living, and also, pay for my son and spend time with my son. Because, I could work and go to school, but then I have a child. I have to spend time with him, so... It's one of those things, it's a situation that,
It's one of those things you don't want to be doing.
1-800-5800-TOM.
My mom grew up, she went to a Catholic high school, and there was the picture in the yearbook of the girls who were going to go off and become nuns. And I tell you, by modern standards, you would look at that picture and go, dyke, 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 dyke.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. From San Diego. 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Emily on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello. How are you, baby?
Great, sweetheart.
Are you having a great day?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So my question is to you is, what is your ideal woman?
Somebody who shuts up and is beautiful.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like, you mean shut up, like, mean don't bitch, don't complain about anything, or just someone...
Don't complain, don't nag, don't critique, don't criticize.
Yeah?
And also, don't give me your dumb little opinions on things you don't understand or don't care to read about.
I see. Well, I believe that there's a lot of women like that, and because I'm one myself, and I think that I just wanted to call you, and I respect everything you do and say because you have great points. But I think that maybe, if you just gave a little bit more credit to those women that might be like that, it'd be totally cool.
Might be like what?
Like, that don't complain, they don't nag, and they don't make...
Oh, I've given them credit many times. I said on the air, in fact, if Helen Keller were a 9 or a 10, she'd be perfect.
Really? Well, what if they're like 11 or 12?
There are no 11s or 12s, dear.
Well, there might be. I'm
on a scale of 1 to 10, you can only have 10.
Well, what if there's a scale of 1 to 20?
Then a 10 would be a 5.
Right, exactly. Well,
but I'm not rating people on a scale of 1 to 20, dear. Really? I rate people on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well, okay, so... Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I just thought you're a great man and that I respect what you say, and I believe that there are a lot of women out there that are wonderful women that don't nag.
And did you say you were 12?
No, actually I'm not. I'm 26.
No. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, were you saying you were 12?
Yeah, but on a scale of 1 to 20, I'd be 22.
You'd be 22. What do you look like there?
What do I look like? I'm about 5'8", about 118, blonde hair, blue eyes.
Really? And you look perfect.
No, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Well, a 10 is perfect.
Yeah, you're right. 10 is perfect, but...
So if you're not perfect, you're less than a 10.
No, all I'm saying is that if there are a lot of great women...
It's simple arithmetic, dear.
Oh, man. Yeah, okay, so I'm a 12. I'm more than perfect.
No, dear. You said you're not perfect. You're less than perfect. If you're less than perfect, you're less than a 10.
Well, what would you consider yourself?
I'm a 1.
You're a 1? Why would you say that?
I'm a
You're
1 with money,
man.
which has the extra 0. Huh?
Oh, so you're 100, huh?
No, a 1 becomes a 10 if you got a full wallet.
I see. Well, I don't think you're 1 at all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I think you're like a 10,
a 2.
an 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I do. I just wanted to call and be really nice to you, that's all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you can be nice to me anytime, dear.
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful day, Tom.
I'm working on it. Bye. Julia, on the Tom Leykis Show, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Great. Nice to meet you.
You haven't met me yet.
I'm just on the phone call.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes.
Did you, are you prefacing this call, or shall I?
Am I prefacing the call?
Yes.
I preface it by saying, Julia, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello, that was the preface.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like to state to you that I don't know much about your program. I've been referenced to it because I am a single mother and because I come from Seattle, Washington. And so that's been, a funny between people that I know. But when I do tune in, it seems that a lot of the women here on your program are uneducated and not taking full responsibility for their actions. And
well, that's because there are a lot of women like that.
I gather that, and I'm told constantly that I have broken a lot of molds, but I guess I just wanted to encourage women out there to do so. That it's
to do what?
Hard, but it's just they
should do
right
what,
way.
dear?
To take responsibility. If you have a child, it's your child, and that father who created.
Why don't you just have an abortion and make your life right again?
Or that's an option as well.
Because that's what this hour was all about. We got a letter from a listener whose friend got knocked up by a one-night stand, and she's 22 years old, and she's going to go ahead and have this kid and give up her chance to have a master's degree.
Right.
Instead of working at her father's light factory.
Sure.
So my recommendation is not take responsibility by having an abortion.
Okay. That's definitely an option, and I don't...
it's the best option.
I think it's the best option for maybe some. It was not the best option for me.
It's the best option for anybody who hasn't gotten their education yet, hasn't gotten their life together yet. Certainly anybody under the age of 25. And frankly, it's the best option for people who are not in a committed relationship where there's going to be a father around to raise that kid with you.
Right. Well, my daughter's 20, and it's definitely been difficult to not have a father in the home consistently and to provide for both of us and to, finish my education and to follow my own desires for my life. It's been very difficult.
Now tell everybody, your daughter is 20 and you're 37.
Right. I had her when I was 17. And
okay.
I considered abortion, but for who I am in this life, that would not be...
Well, who are you?
Ruined.
Teenage slut.
I'm a teacher, and I'm not a slut.
Well, got knocked up at 16.
With the first man I was with, and...
So what? Does that make it okay?
To have sex?
Not just having sex, but having sex without protection and stuff?
We did use protection. It was one of those accidental, occurrences.
What protection were you using?
We were using rubbers.
Oh, yeah, which are like the least dependable form of birth control there is. Why weren't you using birth control?
I actually was using birth control, and we had...
What were you using?
The pill. I was on the pill. We had broken up.
So you got off the pill.
Together. Right.
So why do women do that, by the way?
I did it just because I, thought we were done, and I was...
So what? What if you meet somebody else? Don't you want to be on the pill when you meet them? Yeah, you have to wait a month before the pill kicks in anyway.
Sure.
So why do women go off the pill when they break up with a boyfriend?
Yeah, I can't speak for all women.
Because they're stupid.
Okay.
I mean,
well, not all women.
Think about it along with me here for a second. So you break up with your boyfriend. Is it possible you might meet someone else?
Sure.
Right? Is it possible that if you go on a date with somebody, you might have sex with them? If you've already been sexually active, that's possible, right?
In the frame of mind I was at, Tom, at the age of 16, and the ideals that I've been raised with, in my frame of mind, no, that wasn't going to be happening.
And here you are now, 37 years old, and you still haven't completed your education.
Why would you assume that?
Because you told me that.
No, I have completed my education.
How long? When did you complete it?
I guess it was 2000. Let's see, 2000. I
2000.
My BA at.
So it took until you were 30 years old. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It took until you were 30 years old.
I think I was 28, so it must have been sooner than that. And I can't recall the exact date that was finalized, but.
Well, 2000. If you're 37 today, in 2000 you were 30.
Right. Yeah, so it must have been 1998 that I finished school.
All right, 28 years old. You wasted 7 years.
What was wasted? I got my education.
The time you could have gotten your education in. The money you could have earned and the respect and the experience you would have received in your career. Time wasted.
I've done that now. Right now, that wasn't the priority. My daughter was the priority, and I'm...
But my point is, if you hadn't had a baby, you would not have wasted all that time.
But it's not considered a waste. It's considered a joy and a privilege and an honor, and I have no regrets whatsoever. So you'd recommend this to others then? You'd recommend that other 16-year-old girls get knocked up and have all that joy? Would you recommend it to them? No. As I stated in my initial call, I recommend they be educated. They get educated and they take responsibility and not rely heavily on a man's choices and man's responsibilities and a man providing and a man, letting them know who their identity is. Their identity is within themselves.
But your kid needs a father. And if your kid doesn't have a father, it's going to affect your kid. Unfortunately, most women don't give a rat's ass about the kid themselves. They care about having the joy and the experience of having the kid.
What?
At 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Sophie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Great.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm calling in regards to the last caller about the whole birth control issue. Right?
What about it?
And you stated that you think it's stupid that some women get off birth control.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not speaking for myself because I'm single and I haven't for 6 months. I'm still on birth control. I haven't had sex in 6 months. But I can see why some women stop taking it because it's expensive. It's not tax deductible. It's sometimes not covered by health insurance.
All you have to do, dear, and I have experience.
Planned Parenthood.
Right.
But it takes a tremendous amount of time. I'm a professional. I don't want to walk into a Planned Parenthood with a bunch of pregnant teenagers and sit there for 5 hours and wait to get free medicine. But
well, guess what? It's free or next to free.
My time isn't free.
Well, you know what? If you're going to get something for free, they're not just going to hand it over to you. Everybody wants something for nothing. And for that, there's going to be a line. I'm amazed. First, she says birth control is too expensive. Then I say go to Planned Parenthood. Oh, I got to wait in line. I don't have time to wait in line.
The Tom Leykis Show.